Now, the book, going by the name Paying the Price, talks about how those who are the most marginalized, living at the periphery of the society, of Pakistani society, are having to pay the price of the laws and policies which were made, generations ago, in which they never had any say because they never had the voice, they never had the political or social clout to have a say in matters which affected them adversely and affected them the most. So the book is divided into four parts. The first part of the book highlights the menace of religious extremism in Pakistan, which poses an existential threat to each one of us, those who are in the religious majority as well as those who are in the religious minority. And so, very aptly, I've titled the first chapter of the book The B Word. So that's the name of the first chapter, the B word. Now, what exactly is the B word? You can make an intelligent guess. The second chapter of the book deals with women rights movement in Pakistan, which particularly in recent years has become very controversial following Aurat March and the Mera Jism Meri Marzi slogan. So chapter 2 of my book is named Mera Jism Meri Marzi. The third chapter deals with the transgender rights movement in the country, about which not much has been written, at least not much by people who actually live in Pakistan and who are seeing the politics going on around this topic, particularly at the hands of fashion designers and lifestyle liberals and whatnot. So, chapter 3 is titled Jagi Jagi Murat Jagi, and fourth chapter deals with the, I think, all pervading issue of class apartheid in Pakistan and class inequality in Pakistan, and particularly how vulnerable child workers, and specifically in urban Pakistan, child domestic workers who are beaten and tortured to death in a lot of cases, have to pay the price only for not being born in the right family, only for being born in a poor family, only for being poor. So, my book deals with these four interrelated issues. There's a lot of intersectionality between them, and I just cannot wait for
Mhm.
your audience and for my audience and for people at large to read this book.
Great. So thank you very much. But that brings me to my next question to you, Munib.
Yes.
You're a lawyer and you understand Pakistani law very well. And your father is a very distinguished lawyer, and we all know him, and that he is in this field for a long time. Please educate us, please, and my viewers, that on a 9th May, the incident happened in which the state was attacked by the group of people who belong to a certain party, the PTI. Now, 51 of those people are convicted by the courts. Please explain us what you see going to happen. Are they going to do appeal and get released, or they have to stay in jail for 5 years, and how this thing's gonna work in coming days? And more people whose cases are in the military court, what will happen to that?
Pakistani legal landscape is just as uncertain and precarious as the Pakistani political landscape. In fact, they both go hand in hand. But what I can say for sure is that this has come a bit too late in the day. That an anti-terrorism court in Gujranwala under Justice Natasha Sipra. So, under her jurisdiction, has awarded sentences ranging from 10,000 rupees fines all the way to 5 years in prison. And there are more than 50 people, around 51 people, who have been convicted and found guilty. Now, what is likely to happen, at least with these 51 people? Are they going to appeal? Are they going to claim that the trials were unfairly dealt with, that due process was not followed? Again, which is a fundamental constitutional right under Article 10A of our constitution. That remains to be seen, but I think that it's pretty predictable that there is going to be an appeal and there are appellate routes available, so why not? But at the same time, as far as military court trials go, I think that they are very contentious. Human rights organizations have raised a lot of eyebrows, have raised a lot of alarm, and not just within Pakistan, but also I'm talking about Amnesty International or even UN agencies or Human Rights Watch, you name it. But within the Pakistani legal community and Pakistani activist circles, there has been a lot of concern about military court trials because they have claimed that the conviction rate in military court trials is around 98%.
Mm.
And there is hardly any judicial training for those who sit on these military trials in a judicial role. And given these factors, the likelihood that ninth May participants and even those who perhaps were not even involved in ninth May incidents, but they were just picked up randomly. And
Mm.
it's that lack of transparency which has caused a lot of concern. So, there is an alarm that perhaps they might never get a fair trial because of the factors which I've just enumerated, which I've just mentioned. But
Mm.
we also have to look at Pakistan's law and the legal framework. And the legal framework, I do believe, has enough flexibility that it leaves a lot of discretion to the military of Pakistan, the all powerful military of Pakistan, as it is globally known. If you look at the Pakistan Army Act, it does list the kinds of people who are amenable to the jurisdiction of military courts. And among those are, of course, members of the armed forces, but civilians could also contentiously, many lawyers might disagree with me here, and it's all about interpretation. But if I look at it from certain interpretations, yes, even over civilians, the military courts have jurisdiction, particularly where army installations have been attacked. And now it's no secret that, from the Corps Commander's house all the way to GHQ army installations, they were all
Yeah.
attacked by protesters in ninth May. A lot of PTI members claimed that that was a false flag operation and PTI people had zero involvement in it.
Mm.
But also, if you were to look at Article 8(3) of the Constitution of Pakistan, it says that fundamental freedoms could be held in abeyance if it is about imposing law and order. If it's about upholding law and order, then the security forces can put in abeyance even your fundamental freedoms, which are contained
Mm.
in Chapter 1 of the Constitution. So, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of leeway, even for the military and for the military courts, to manipulate and to maneuver in their favor in order to exercise jurisdiction over these
Mm.
civilians. Now, that is the legal framework. Coming over the factual aspects of the same, when PTI says that this was a false flag operation and none of their members or none of their supporters were involved in attacks on state institutions or army installations, I wonder why, there are those posters posted from PTI related Twitter X accounts where they've got the likes of, I think her name is Sanam Javed or Hassan Khan
Tanam
Niazi
Javed, yes.
or Ibad Farouk, and they say that release these people when they are caught on camera, they are captured on camera. I mean, Hassan Khan Niazi, keeping aside the fact that he is the son of PMLN allied Hafizullah Niazi, and he's also the much loved nephew of PTI founder Imran Khan. Hassan Khan Niazi, as a PTI member, which there is, when he joined PTI officially, it's been signed by Imran Khan, the document which he proudly posted on Twitter. He is a member of PTI. So, as a member of PTI, he got on top of a car on 9th May, and to a charged mob, he said that this
Mm.
is, the army suit, this is the
Army
army
suit, yeah.
uniform, which I have grabbed from the Corps Commander's house. And he was waving it, and he said that its size is 50, thereby implying
Mm.
that your army is taking away your taxpayers' money and gaining weight at your expense. So that was the underlying meaning of what he was trying to say, and also distributing bullets. It's all on camera. If now PTI is saying that PTI people had nothing to do with it, why is it that people who've been caught on camera, not only in being involved in those attacks on state institutions, but actually inciting others to do the same as well? How come
Yeah.
that you're featuring them on your posters and showing full support for those people? What kind of gaslighting and double play is this?